Mother, could you tell me a story?
Of course, my sweet boy. What would you like to hear a story about? Do you have a preference?
Tell me one about the gods. Tell me about Tyrrock, the god who favors our people above all others.
Very well. I shall tell you the story of how Tyrrock lost and found his sight.
Lost, then found?
Yes, Tyrrock once lost his sight, and shortly afterward he found it once again.
I don't think I've ever heard this story before.
And for good reason. The story might have frightened you when you were younger had I told you then.
And how does this story go for it to be such a frightening tale?
I shall tell you. Long ago, when the god of war, wisdom, and strength was much younger than he is now, his fallen brother Aelin, who had once been the god of fire and light, now known as the god of evil and darkness, sent forth a wolf.
A wolf?
Not just any wolf, Rober, a blue wolf. A wolf with no heart, a wolf of incredibly large strength and invincibility. No sword nor spear could penetrate his cold, hard body. The wolf's name was Baldur.
And what did Baldur do to draw out the god of war, wisdom, and strength?
Aelin sent him to go out at night and take the children of the strongest warriors in all of the fire thrones as supper every night. Baldur was trained never to feast upon the heads of the children, so when the remains were found, the warrior would know it was his son or daughter who died from the gnarling teeth of Baldur, the blue wolf. But what drew Tyrrock out to face the beast was when Lorwyn and Odal came to warn him of an event they had foreseen together.
What did they see?
They warned Tyrrock of a child whose fate was in danger, the child of Rorge Burkitson.
Merrick?
Yes, Aelin saw Merrick's birth as a threat to him, which it was. It is said that Merrick fought many a beast sent forth by Aelin as an attempt to be rid of him, but Merrick stood strong and defeated all who stood against him. It is even said that Merrick fought and defeated Aelin himself, and was the only man in centuries to have seen the fallen god of flame. But having known that the heir to Dorne's life was in danger, Tyrrock disguised himself as a hunter and came down here to the Fire Thrones to protect young Merrick. According to the oldest versions of the story, it was said that the blue wolf was magical. He could go from place to place carried by even the softest winds. He could easily return to Aelin that way, so he wouldn't have to remain here where he had enemies. It is believed by many that the wolf came from somewhere far to the east across the seas, and as you know, my son, to the east of our palace lies the Valley of Bones and Eyes. It is called this because that valley is where Tyrrock awaited Baldur. There he waited for 6 risings and 6 twilights, until finally, on the 6th twilight, the blue wolf came. Tyrrock unsheathed his great sword of the gods and fought Baldur. For hours they fought, well matched, but unfortunately, no matter how hard Tyrrock thrust and swung his sword into the blue wolf, he could not pierce its flesh. So Tyrrock sheathed his sword and fought the giant wolf with his bare hands. One by one he broke every bone within the blue wolf's body, but before Tyrrock could break the last of the wolf's bones in his neck and skull, the blue wolf bit into Tyrrock's face with his teeth and blinded him. Tyrrock broke free from Baldur's jaw, but he couldn't see. The blue wolf tried to finish Tyrrock and bite at the rest of his flesh, but he lacked the strength to move off the ground. They sat across from each other until dawn broke across the land. The light of the sun was so great that it burned away the wolf's flesh. Tyrrock heard the whimpering of Baldur's cries and shielded him with his cape, because he felt pity for the wolf, a creature born into this world with the sole purpose of taking the lives of the young and bringing sadness across the land. No child of any god should have to live such a dreadful purpose, Tyrrock thought to himself. So Tyrrock made an agreement with Baldur. He promised Baldur that if he gifted the wolf enough of his own strength to stand and walk again, Baldur would have to vow never to harm another one of Tyrrock's children. The wolf agreed to the god's terms, but he felt his purpose had been lost as a result. So Tyrrock offered the blue wolf a place in his kingdom and said that his new purpose could be to serve as a source of sight, so that Tyrrock might see again, but through the eyes of a blue wolf. Baldur agreed to this as well, and Tyrrock crafted the wolf a special armor that would shield his flesh from the light, and soon after that, 2 souls meant for being enemies became friends.